Or maybe he could even claim that they'd been intimate together. This would be enough to create reasonable doubt in the minds of a jury. After all, Norma's friends had made it seem like Norma cared about making Warren feel included, and she didn't want to let him down too hard, so perhaps a jury may believe that their relationship had progressed. So the investigators went back and they looked over all the information that he gave in their initial interview, and something stood out. Remember how Warren claimed that he would go out of his way to help Norma with odd jobs around her house? Well, he had given an example. He said that the boys had a basketball hoop and then it broke, so Warren fixed it with duct tape. Yeah. Going back, this was the only person that they interviewed that mentioned using duct tape or even being in possession of duct tape. And now with the DNA results, it seemed like this was more than a mere coincidence. Investigators wanted to see if Warren's DNA was somewhere that would be difficult to explain away, like the duct tape. So in August, forensic scientist Edwin Jones ran Warren's DNA sample against the duct tape, focusing on the sections of the tape at the beginning and the end, which Norma's killer would have most likely had direct contact with. But even more so if they had ripped the ends with their teeth, which is a common practice when you're ripping the duct tape off of the roll. Well, as it turned out, Warren's DNA was on both ends of the duct tape, proving there was no doubt that he used it on Norma. When investigator Fitzgerald tried to replicate wrapping a length of tape around a mannequin's head to see if it was possible for Warren to have done this to Norma without leaving any DNA behind, he soon found there was no way he could have avoided some tape becoming stuck to himself through the process. If you've watched any trials recently, you'd probably know that probability ratios when it comes to DNA evidence can be very helpful in securing convictions, but the numbers can also be kind of confusing for a jury to understand. But the odds that the DNA under Norma's fingernails and embedded in the duct tape came from somebody else and not Warren were 1 in 810 billion. So I think that's kind of easy to understand. But they still knew in order to secure a conviction, they had to go back over the original case file and cover everything, fill in all the holes in Warren's story and find out what really happened.